Hi, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. Thanks for including us as a part of your weekly routine. How about it, Stevie? You ready for some football?
You better believe it, Trish. High school season is on its way. The Golden Hurricane hosts the Sooners in week 2 of college football.
The new high school 6A split should make for a much more competitive situation, with schools each week being matched up to other schools with nearly the same number of students from which to draw quality athletes from.
I'm glad you analyzed the situation for us. How about we hear from a few coaches around T-Town, and then you can help me with my fantasy football team.
Okay.
I always say this, I've coached at 4A and 5A and the 6A level, and until you go over to Jinx and you play on a Friday night, you just don't understand the difference of it. You know, that's not an insult to anybody else, but there's 6A and there's going and playing at Jinx, and so it's just a different deal.
In Oklahoma, the 32 largest schools compete for the Class 6A state championship in football. For the last 18 years, 2 teams have dominated 6A football in Oklahoma, Jinx and Union, both of which have enrollment numbers 3 to 4 times those of some of the smaller schools in Class 6A. Deeming this a competitive disadvantage, the Oklahoma Secondary Schools Activities Association approved a split in Class 6A, placing the 16 larger schools in 6A Division I and the remaining smaller schools in 6A Division II.
With Broken Arrow having 4,800 students, and then, you know, at the bottom of 6A having 1,200 or 1,300 students, just such a huge disparity. I don't know that there's a good answer, but I do know that 6A Division II, which we're in, the schools are fairly comparative in size. So that's going to be good for us. Week in, week out, there won't be, you know, a whole lot of games where teams are pulling their starters out at halftime and stuff. So it'll be more competitive and more rigorous down as the season and district play continues.
Well, as far as it goes for us, we're going to have a lot of new opponents. We're going to be playing more schools on the west side than we ever have. It's going to entail a little bit more travel for us than what we've had in the past. The biggest concern for us about the split in 6A Division I and Division II is from a financial standpoint, and the fact that there's only 4 of us here on the east side. And so we're probably going to have less gate receipts than what we've had in the past, especially this year with the one guaranteed big gate at home, that against Jinx in our 3rd ball game. So we're having to do a lot of things in our athletic department to try to increase our attendance and try to do some things to get more people out. We've always had excellent attendance, but we've always had excellent visiting crowds because of the proximity of the teams that we played, the Sand Springs, Bartlesville, and those types of people who will no longer play. So that is a concern. The competition we feel like will be outstanding, and we're looking forward to that.
We've played Union and Owasso every year in district. We've played Jinx and Broken Arrow in the playoffs. Not many people can say in this new division that they've played all 4 of the big 4, and we're one of the few schools that can say that. I think it just gives more excitement to different schools, especially when you look at schools who've been on the cusp right there. Like for us, we've been able to compete in that old division, but we hadn't won a playoff game. So, you know, we're excited to not only get over the playoff hump, but hopefully contend for a state title. We felt like we would be top 5, top 4, even with the original alignment, and I think having this split it's going to definitely benefit Booker T.
Since we're the largest school, the 6A 1-2 split really didn't affect us very much. Okay, the only thing that you will see is we won't have those games where, you know, the competitive side is so out of balance as we've had in the past, where you might have a game between, you know, a Westmore and a Jinx where you would, you know, your starters, you're only going to plan on playing them 20, 25 plays. That's not going to happen anymore. It'll be more competitive for 10 weeks.
From an enrollment standpoint, no doubt we'll be matched up more evenly now against teams more closely resembling our size in terms of the number of students in the high school. And I think also that we'll be in a situation where the competition is going to be a little bit stiffer. And you know, that's a challenge, and that's something that we look forward to, and seeing how we measure up against the teams on the west side.